Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with another episode of Speaking My Mind. How are you guys all doing? I hope you're all doing well. It's cloudy today. A couple of days ago we had some real heat, so most of the humidity is gone, but I've been walking quite a fair bit before finally doing a recording because I'm absolutely... And when I do some of these walks, I get really hot and sweaty. You probably can see it on my forehead, the sweat coming off me here. So I'm probably about halfway through my walk anyway. Going to be more difficult for me to do Speaking My Mind episodes, especially with the summer holidays, because obviously more people will be walking along these tracks. So not sure how they're going to go, but we'll see how things see how they play out anyway. But I've got a couple still backlog, to be fair. So what do I want to talk about today? I want to talk a little bit to you guys. I don't know how much of you guys are interested in anime. Yeah, you heard of anime? You know, Japanese cartoons sort of thing. So I'm not somebody who is... I certainly am not a hardcore anime person or anything like that. I certainly am anime fan. I don't give it any more time anymore nowadays, which is a very sad on my part. I'm just too busy with other things, to be fair. When I was younger, I used to watch Pokemon, play Pokemon on the Game Boy and all that kind of stuff, so I was definitely into Pokemon. In fact, I still have original Pokemon cards. I might have said this before. I've actually got some original proper, like OG original, when I was a kid, of Pokemon cards of certain Pokemon. If anyone asks, no, I do not have Charizard Silver, and if I did, I would have to sell it. I would sell it for at least a couple of million at least, so that I could enjoy the rest of my life peacefully. Joking, of course. No, I don't have. I may have some cards that are worth a lot of money, but not enough for me to want to sell, if I'm honest. But yeah, I've always been a fan of Pokemon, pretty much. I just knocked a big stick over. Whoops, that was me. Never really, yeah, I think I watched the TV series till about... How far did I get? The thing is, I used to watch it from the early days. Like, if you would ask me about any of it now, I wouldn't know anything you're talking about, especially some of the Pokemon there is. I mean, I know the 150, the first 150. Like, if you put me on the spot about some of the questions about the first 150 Pokemon, I probably could answer them in the comments. So if you want to have a stab at some of my questions about the first 150 Pokemon, to go for it. But don't ask me about anything more than that. Like, don't ask me about like the 250 or 1000, whatever it is now. Like, cause it'd just be like, wouldn't even know. But definitely, like, because I used to play the Pokemon Red and on the Game Boy, and I've still got it. And I've still got Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow. I used to play that as well. But the TV series, I think I watched the first season maybe, but like I don't think I really kept up much after that. I was like, other things in life kind of got in the way, so I didn't really pay much attention to that. But that, I would say Pokemon is probably my first opening to anime. I think that's fair to say. There. And then the other anime that I kind of got into was one called Digimon. I can't remember too much. I didn't even finish watching the first season, to be fair. But I thought it was pretty cool anime. Like, if you ask me anything, I don't even remember the name of the characters or some of the beasts in it. But they just looked really cool at the time when I was younger. But yeah, Digimon was fun. Show, but don't ask me details about it, because it like doesn't ring a bell too much about it. Just watching it was pretty damn cool. So that one, well, I would say is the less. I know there's loads of other anime shows in that people will probably mention in the comments, and they'll be like, oh, I might have heard of that, or I might have heard of that, but like I said, was big into anime, but there are a few animes that I've watched. So the biggest one, without a shadow of a doubt, that I've watched, and I wish I could make time to watch again, is Dragon Ball Z. Preferably, most people might have heard of the anime series. what I really, I can't quite remember when I started watching Dragon Ball Z. And it's not Dragon Ball. I have watched Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball series now, in case anyone asks. But Dragon Ball Z was the one that got me into, was a big one for me. I loved the characters. I loved the rivalry, the show. I loved some of the cocky attitudes. I loved it all. It was one of my favourite, without a shadow of a doubt, Dragon Ball Z was one of my favourite anime shows to watch. And I think there was one time, like about 10 years ago, I remember they put the Great Battle of Goku versus Frieza on planet Namek. And the battle, what this person did was basically took all the episodes of when they battled and put it all into one video, and it went like a couple of hours, and it went like a good couple of hours long. This battle was one of the longest anime battles I've ever seen in my life. And I remember sitting there watching it one time, like just completely throwing my life away, sitting there and watching this anime battle. And man, it was just so cool. I've watched some of the other Dragon Balls as well. There's one that's called Dragon Ball GT. It was alright. I didn't hate it. But I still found it was alright. It was entertaining. I mean, Goku being a kid again, it's a bit of a weird series, I would say. A bit okay, but like I still enjoyed it. And then there was the Dragon Ball Super series. It was only just a few years ago now, I think, from the time of this actually. That was fun. That was good to watch. I really enjoyed that. That was a good one. It gave me a bit of nostalgia as well to some of it as well. Now, as for the films, like I've seen most of the films. At the end of the day, I thought films are okay. I prefer the TV series over the films, 100%. But I also know it can be that they have a way of doing things over in Japan when it comes to TV series and anime. And I know it's a lot of work into making it, but it's always been my favourite series, Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, as for like, I know people, I've had some or two people told me about some of the like the manga, they called it, where they just showed the pictures and that of it all, and then they turned the manga and stuff. So it's basically, for those who don't know what the reference to manga means, I think it's manga. Someone probably will correct me in the comments. But it's like, it's basically like in the comic books where they showcase the story in there. That's what they called for Dragon Ball, was called the manga. And then they turned that into the TV series that you got to see. That's how they did it. And yeah, there was some really amazing stuff there. But yeah, those are some of the animes that I considered my favourite. Now, like I said, I think it's I'm a big anime person, but those are the ones that I kind of knew to a certain extent and connected to. I'm sure some other people will mention some ones in the comments down below, and I'll be like, huh? Oh, I think I've heard of that one, or I don't know. But yeah, what did you guys? If you any of you watched or listened to anime or anything along those lines? Like, do you have a bit of a fascination about Japan and whatnot? Let me know your thoughts about anime, or if you have your own series or whatever you watch, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Like, share and subscribe as always, guys, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.